As DJ Khaled would say, another one. The USA women's national team takes the FINA Intercontinental title yet again. We've got highlights and a reaction from Perth coming up on a brand new counterattack. Hi everyone, Greg Mescall here. Thanks for joining us on the counterattack. We start things off first in Perth in Western Australia, where the USA women were going for gold at the FINA Intercontinental Tournament. When we last left them, they had worked their way through China and Japan. The rest of the action played out like this: a 20-3 win over New Zealand, a 22-4 win over South Africa, and then the semifinal match against Canada. Team USA, the closest game they had thus far, but they still rolled to victory 14-7 over our neighbors to the north, setting things up for a championship final against longtime rival Australia. This one would come down to the wire. After building an early lead, 8-4 in the final, Australia battles back. They tie this game at 9 with a 3-0 fourth quarter. That leads us to a shootout. Here we go, extra water polo. First shooter up, all good for Team USA as Kaylee Gilchrist connects. Then Isabel Bishop shooting for Australia. Ashley Johnson not having it. Turns that one away, and that set the tone. Team USA made all 5 of their shots. It's capped here by Jamie Nuschel connecting. That would put Team USA up 14-12. No need for the next and last Australia shooter as the USA confirms the win by 2. They take gold yet again. Second straight win at the Intercontinental Cup. 4th title in the last 5 years. All gold, everything rolls along. Post-game, we caught up with Kaylee Gilchrist and Coach Adam Krikorian.
You know, it's always great when we have an opportunity to play Australia in Australia. We've had a great rivalry with them for years, so to continue this rivalry and have a close game, and you know, we haven't felt that atmosphere in a while and that kind of competitiveness and battle in a few months, so it was great to get a win in the shootout.
I think it's just a great experience, right? I mean, you don't get too many chances to play a team in their home country with an excellent crowd like that. Hopefully we don't get too many chances where we're playing without Maggie. You know, we got some young people with a lot of run today, which was cool, and I thought we played really well up until the 4th, and we got a little too conservative. But you can't keep an Australia team down for that long. I mean, it was almost bound to happen.
And speaking of Coach Krikorian, this March, 10 years he's been on the job for Team USA. Congrats on the 10-year anniversary to Coach K, and what a decade of water polo it has been. Look at these results. 2 Olympic gold medals, unprecedented. 3 World Championships, more World League titles than you can count, and 2 Pan American Game titles to go along with 3 World Cup crowns. Not a bad 10 years. We're looking forward to the next 10 years. Congrats again, Coach K. This weekend, water polo at UC Davis. The National League gets rolling with Week 2 action. Rosters and schedules available now at usawaterpolo.org. Here's a look at all the teams that will be competing. We mentioned last week the one change, Cal in the mix for the first time this week. Don't forget live stats available at thefosh.net all weekend long. Now on to college water polo. It was a most anticipated matchup this past Saturday in Los Angeles. Number 1 USC, winners of 36 straight, welcoming in number 2 Stanford, the first home game for USC since the firing of head coach Jovan Vavic, and it was a thriller. USC and Stanford going back and forth. Women of Troy built a 3-goal lead on 2 different occasions before Stanford, powered by Mackenzie Fisher, rallies, and then into overtime they take it by 1. Fisher with a hat trick. From California, we go to Hawaii. 3rd meeting of the year between the Cowbears and the Hawaii Rainbow Wahine. Bears got the first 2. Hawaii takes this one. The upset victory 6-5. They win it. Celebration at the end, and then post-game reaction afterwards via the Honolulu Star-Advertiser.
Everyone was like, the goalie was jumping and the blockers were ready, and if I gave a hard shot, then the goalie would have had it. So she was a little far out of the goal, so I knew, okay, if I give this lob, I hope it will go in, and it did, and it was an amazing feeling that it went in.
From there, we take a look at our Cap 7 college scoreboard. Friday night water polo, UCLA defeating Pacific 10-7. Arizona State 2 goals better than San Diego State. More San Diego, UC San Diego over Brown 14-8, and Villanova high-scoring affair over McKendree 16-15. Water polo on TV this weekend, 2 good ones as USC looks to restart a new win streak. They'll visit Cal. That'll be at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 p.m. Pacific. And then UCLA will take on Stanford, the new #1 team in the land. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Both games live on the Pac-12 network. And last but not least, on the college front, we talk a lot about California college water polo, but what about the only varsity program in the state of Minnesota? McAllister College getting some love from CBS 4 in the Twin Cities. Take a look.
Women's water polo has been a varsity sport at McAllister since 2009. And if it seems a bit out of place in the land of frozen lakes, well, you have no idea.
It definitely has its challenges trying to get a good fan base involved and educating people on the sport.
Scott Reed's been the coach here for 4 years. McAllister is the only school in the MIAC with a team. There are no other teams in Minnesota.
We don't rely on a lot of Minnesota kids because there's just no high school programs in the state.
There is not a single Minnesotan on their team.
We do have a lot of interest from Northern California, Florida, Texas. We're very proud of it. I don't think anybody ever realized that a team from Minnesota could be as successful as it is in the sport of water polo, and we're definitely putting our school on the map.
From there, we take a look back at the ODP Boys National Championship. Great stuff here from some attendees at this year's annual event. Make sure you watch the full video available on our Facebook and YouTube pages. A small sample here.
When you look at it, this is the camp that all the best water polo players went to at some point. So it lets you know that you're like headed in the right direction to end up like that, which is, it gives you a sense of confidence.
I've learned how to reverse pivot, and I've learned how to turn people, and just learned how to play like better defense, especially with my size. And I've been getting used to the new rules, like popping it up to get in play, and a lot of like pump fakes and stuff.
You get to learn the national team philosophy, get to learn the national team tactics, and it's just a great opportunity for our kids to see and play at the next level.
I'm proud to be here because I really want to represent my club, the Coastal Zone, and just USA Water Polo in general.
And last but not least, big news, we're headed to Texas next week. Going to be visiting with clubs and high school teams all around the Lone Star State. Make sure you follow USA Water Polo on social media at USAWP on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and more. We might just be coming to your pool in the state of Texas. And that takes us to our social media send-off, brought to you by our friends at Kobe, and it's the way we close out every episode of The Counterattack. And we start with our weekly Kobean winner. Remember, you can win a pair of Kobean sandals for free just by commenting on a USA Water Polo Instagram post. Our winner this week, Megan, commenting on this epic photo of Rachel Fatal. Beast mode indeed. More on this photo later on. Into the rest of the send-off. The best water polo pup around last week, Odie, the traveling golden, supporting Penn State Barron. Odie, a very good dog, from what I'm told. USC's men's water polo team honored during March Madness in Anaheim for their NCAA title in 2018. And we showed you that photo of Rachel Fatal. Maggie Steffens agrees. This is a heck of a picture and one that all the major media outlets should take note of. With Team USA playing well in Australia, including 3 high schoolers, one of them getting some big sister love. Honey Vandaway O'Shea getting shouted out by her tennis-playing sister Coco. Good stuff there on Twitter. And next up, this isn't a water polo picture, it's just a great photo. Kaylee Gilchrist on the beach in Perth, the drone shot, so great. We are all making our plans to visit Perth right now. And speaking of visiting countries abroad, Team USA's Johnny Hooper, he is in Japan. Check out his adventures on Instagram. You can follow him at Johnny Hooper. And there it is, some of the best water polo on the internet this week. Thanks for all your submissions. Keep them coming. Tag us at USAWP. We love to share what you're sharing online. That's all for this week's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, when you're on the counterattack, look weak side.